White Men Can't Jump is the remake of the 1992 film starring Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes. This one in the lead roles is Jack Harlow as Jeremy, someone who played at college basketball at Gonzaga, but tore both his ACLs, and even at the age of 27 is still trying to find his way into the NBA. And also stars Kamal, played by Sinqua Walls, who was the top prospect in the country 10 years before this movie takes place. And after being arrested, he's basically done nothing with his life or career. Kamal is trying to support his wife, who's trying to be, I guess, a hairdresser or whatever. Amani, played by Tiana Taylor. And Jeremy is trying to support his girlfriend, who is a choreographer, Tatiana, played by Laura Harrier. The film is 1 hour and 41 minutes and is rated R. Welcome back to a brand new movie review here on Max Talks Movies. Today we're talking about White Men Can't Jump on Hulu. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell. I do movie reviews, TV show reviews, movie rankings, and a box office show every Monday. So subscribe, ring the bell. If you're new to the channel, comment down below. First of all, have you seen the original White Men Can't Jump? Do you like this film more or less? What do you try to compare both films? If you've never seen the original, what do you think of this one? If you've not seen it, tell me. Are you not going to check it out? Are you afraid of them remaking White Men Can't Jump? And also, please like the video, the thumbs up. So I was obviously very nervous. White Men Can't Jump. It does seem like a pretty easy movie to remake these days, especially with the basketball landscape we are now. So it made a lot of sense to do it. But again, I wasn't quite sure about Jack Harlow as an actor. I didn't even know about the whole cast, which also includes Lance Reddick, who sadly, of course, passed away before John Wick Chapter 4 came out. But Lance Reddick, Tiana Taylor, Laura Harrier are really good actors in supporting roles. So I was kind of actually got excited. The film is also written by it's co-written by Kenya Barris and Doug Hall. Kenya Barris obviously just directed and wrote You People on Netflix, but he is the creator of Grownish and Blackish. He also wrote Coming to America 2, The Witches, recently Shaft, and then he's also known for writing Girls Trip. So he's obviously a very busy writer, well-known writer. So let's get into White Men Can't Jump, my positives, my negatives, and my score. So my overall positive with the movie is that I think these two actors do a very good job. And the reason why the movie is better than it is because these two have great chemistry with each other. Jack Harlow is a way better actor than I thought coming into this movie. He's not a great actor, and the emotional beats don't really come through his performance, but he does a really good job, at least from a believability point of view, of playing this character. And there's good motivation, I think, from both characters. Again, Jeremy was someone who was a big time college star, but again, was hurt, which kind of deterred his professional career. And then another guy in Kamal, who his career was destroyed through an arrest before he turned pro. And his idea of living up to his dad, supporting his family, I do like all that added into the movie. So I think that the motivation for both characters are strong, but I think the performances are strong as well. Walls is really excellent. Again, believability is good for both characters, but Walls has a lot going on through his mind. He has the arrest going through his mind on a daily basis. He has his wife's kind of career on the line as well through a lot of this. So there's a lot of stakes. I think Walls' performance really brings that out. So I think what makes this movie work for the most part is that the both lead actors are really solid in the movie, and they have great chemistry. Because if they didn't have great chemistry, this movie would not work. Now, again, they don't have the charisma that Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson garnered, but this is why this movie is kind of tough to compare to the original, because these actors just don't have a lot of that charisma that the lead actors did in the original film now almost 30 years ago. But still, I still like both of them in the role. I really like Tiana Taylor and Laura Harrier. They're both actresses who I see pop up in things and wonder why they aren't doing things. Again, Laura Harrier was played Liz in Spider-Man Homecoming and was in Black Klansman, and you just don't see her a lot, and I wish she was. So she's a really, again, she's a easy to like actress. You're automatically rooting for it based on like one scene with her. She's very likable. And then Tiana Taylor, who's obviously had a big movie, independent movie that came out earlier in the year. But still, she's also a really underrated actress as well. So I really like seeing both in the movie, and I also like seeing Lance Reddick. Of course, I did not even know Lance Reddick was in this movie. But again, obviously he's playing someone who's on the brink of death towards the third act of the movie. So that was definitely a tough feeling to have emotionally. We know he actually just recently died in real life. So, but overall, Lance Reddick was excellent in the movie as well. I would say also the basketball scenes are really good. They don't really feel out of this world. They're not shot horribly. I actually really enjoyed the basketball, and there's a lot of basketball in this movie, which I'm very thankful. Now, I'm not sure that's because of the actors and their range or just the movie itself, but I really like the basketball scenes that they give us. The games are interesting. You can tell everything that is going on. So overall, the basketball scenes were shot very well. I love the performances and the actors they got for this movie. And again, the two lead performances really keep this movie together. Now, there are some big negatives, and I think this movie has a big tonal issue about halfway through the movie, which is that the whole first half is kind of jokey, over the top, and there's basketball scenes. We cut to a big dramatic halt, which I think tonally kind of screws the rest of the movie. I think when this movie tries to go serious and emotional, the movie really doesn't work. It's both in the performances that don't really bring out those emotional scenes in the movie, but it's also the dialogue and the story. They try to bring up a lot of emotional things, especially with the romantic relationships that both lead characters have. And I just didn't care as much about it. I wish we had more time spent with Amani, played by Tiana Taylor, and Tatiana, played by Laura Harrier. They're kind of just the love interests in the movie who have jobs that the men have been failing to support their whole careers. And I just think both kind of had the same exact plot line for their respected wife or girlfriend. And I wish there's a bit more uniqueness to both of their relationships, because you knew what would end up by the end of the movie. As I said, I think this movie, though, while I like both lead performances, desperately needed some charisma to really take you through the movie. And I said I like these performances. There just isn't enough charisma in this movie putting you through. But I think the emotional beats where this movie really falls apart for me, from a story point of view. And even from a story point of view, the movie is very quick. It's an hour 40. Clearly, there's not a lot of the page to kind of get you through this movie. So from a story point of view, there isn't too much there. But overall, again, this is not really a nothing movie for me. It's a movie that I had fun enough with. It's not one of the worst movies of the year, which I think a lot of people are saying. This movie's a lot better than that. But again, the mixture of really good two solid performances, the great basketball scenes, and really the great ensemble that this movie has. But again, the emotional beats really don't come through. The story itself isn't great, and I wish there's more uniqueness to both of their romantic relationships. So I'm going to give White Man Can't Jump in 2023 a 2.5 out of 5. I'm going to go 50% for White Man Can't Jump on Hulu. Like the video, subscribe. More videos are coming soon. I'll see you around.